Hello everyone, my name is Camjack and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about Space Engineers and the upcoming multiplayer update. Now the release date was teased to me this evening by Marek Rosa on Twitter when he replied to my tweet asking for an update on when the actual update would release, funnily enough, and he said Thursday 7 PM at Prague time. Now, we do not know if this is official just yet, but take it with a pinch of salt. It might be official, or he might just be teasing / hinting us that something else could be coming around that time, or you know, it's just another multiplayer test. Personally, I'm hoping that it's actually the multiplayer update, but we will have to wait and see if it actually is. But anyway, let's jump into the video, talk about the update and some of the topics which recently came up in the previous live stream I did with the Keen developers. Let's jump into it. Now, something new that's going to be coming with the update either this week or when it does come out is official Keen Software House servers hosted by the developers themselves for a few months. Now, this is good news for players who want to get a first-hand experience into the multiplayer of Space Engineers and jump into a server which is going to be more welcoming to new players. Quite cool. It's not going to be faced with griefers or anything like that, is how it's been explained. It'll be explained in more details in Marek's blog post along with the update, so I'll be able to tell you more about public servers by Keen Software House on that date when it actually releases. So Keen servers will be public and they will allow players to experience Space Engineers, particularly aimed at new players so they can get a quality experience as Keen can control the quality of the game. These public servers are only going to be around for the first month after the update, and then it'll be reviewed due to the cost of running them. Marek did mention the cost of running these servers is quite high as they are running them all around the world. A quick reminder is that these Keen servers will have restrictions placed on them, so they're not going to get overwhelmed too quickly and can still be welcoming to a new player. It's going to be quite fun to see how well these new players experience the multiplayer, because obviously we've been playing it for years now. Some new people are going to get the first-hand experience of multiplayer when it's technically quote-unquote fixed for us, so it's going to be quite cool to see people's first experiences in the multiplayer of the game, and hopefully they get to jump onto these servers and experience it for themselves, and hopefully it's going to give a place for you guys to join, meet new community members, and have some friends on, and actually play the game of Space Engineers. It's going to be quite cool and I can't wait to see how they go. Let me know what you think about Keen public servers down below in the comments. Now, community servers will be awarded with a star/rank by the developers if they're running a quality experience essentially being recommended by the game developers. This is something that was brought up inside the stream Q&A to Marek and how community servers will continue being pushed forward by the developers themselves. So now you can get yourself like a star/recommended or verified rank by Keen themselves if they've been monitoring your server to see that players are happy and having fun inside the game. And honestly, this is a good way because sometimes players don't want to be faced with players or an experience where they're going to be unhappy. You know, they don't want to meet other players in the game who are going to be mean to them and ruin their experience. So if we've got recommended servers which are known to be ran efficiently by the community members themselves, it is great news and gives community members a chance to build their own small communities inside Space Engineers the game as well. I cannot wait to see how well this comes. But on that note, I personally am going to be running a few experiments with the new server technology, so make sure to join my Discord server down below in the description and keep an eye on what we're currently up to, as I'm currently building an awesome gaming community that I want you to be a part of. It's going to be quite cool. Now, previously players have spoken about the idea of transferring between servers. There was even a server link mod designed a while back. In the stream, this question was asked to Marek Rosa, who said that the idea is a great one, but may not fit the current edition of Space Engineers as it's almost done, which is fair enough. He did mention that the idea of one big world and travelling between servers is a great idea and he'd love to see it in space at some point, but it will be looked at in a future installation/game. Marek also mentioned that Space Engineers is now nearing completion and that he's happy with where the game is going and that it's almost complete. He also said that the game is near feature complete, which some players would disagree with. However, he also noted that the aim is to make the game more user-friendly overall by improving things such as the UI and squashing a few of his last remaining bugs that do plague some players. Now, one question I threw in towards the end of the stream was regarding server performance and the decrease of performance over a long period of time. Something I have first-hand experience when it comes to running a few of our game worlds is that servers eventually decay after running for weeks or months on end. If you take our Patreon server, we reset it every month to stop this performance degradation. Now, hopefully this new update is going to fix it. So Marek did come back with some good feedback on this and said that the developers were doing some work on this topic and that performance is now not continually decreasing on the servers. At the time of the stream, he did mention that the game still had a few memory leaks that he hoped to fix within the next week, so hopefully that has been fixed now, considering the release is on Thursday this week, presumably. Along with this, he recommends that a server restart every 4 to 5 hours, which is not too bad as it keeps your world fresh. So with the new multiplayer update, server admins also to get a new tool that will be released that will allow basically the administrators to monitor the servers a lot better than before. It can give you real-time server sim speed performance as well as a few other memory applications, and if you understand servers, it will basically give you a lot more diagnostics than it previously would, which is super helpful as it can allow us to identify errors a lot faster. On a quick note, the topic of local hosted games came up, as I know quite a few of you like to hop into worlds with your friends and do not want to join or purchase a dedicated server, as it can kind of be daunting at some points. Marek spoke about this and said that he wasn't too sure on the question, and noted that there are disadvantages in local hosting compared to dedicated server hosting, which was the main goal of this multiplayer update. My personal opinion on this topic would be that I wouldn't hold out too much hope on local hosting of Space Marines for the moment, as it's been made clear that dedicated servers were the goal of this update. Hopefully we shall see some improvement in the near future with small patches and such, as I know a few of you do like local hosting and just want to jump in a game with your friends without having to pay for a dedicated server or find one where you can all join and have some fun. Now, a question I raised during the stream was about PCU limits and exactly what they were, as I remember a few of you people were asking last time and I didn't actually quite understand them myself. So here we go. PCU limits were introduced so that each block would have a performance cost and that they are different between each. For example, one wheel will be equal to 5 PCU, while one armor block will be equal to 1 PCU. Now there will be some per faction and per player limits on the server. For example, once you have built to that limit, the trash removal kicks in and will remove some blocks that you've not approached for a long time, or something which is super far away and is counted as debris and hasn't been touched for a while. Now note, this will not delete anything you're currently working on, so if you're currently building a ship, it's not going to delete that, it's probably going to delete that one thruster you accidentally dropped and is now a million miles away from you.
I think it might be a good plan for either you or Marek to tell everyone a bit more about the PCU limits and how they work, because I know for one I don't quite understand how they work at a minute, so maybe we could do like a little explanation if possible.
Yeah, that's a good question, and there are actually not that many people who know how the PCU works. So,
go on.
Basically, the principle is that, like why we introduce them, is that each block we can assume has certain performance cost, and it's different for wheel, different for gravity generator, and for other things. And it's kind of like estimated because in different situations they are costly different. And the PCU limits. So, for example, wheel will have. One wheel will be equal to, let's say, 5 PCUs. One armor block, let's say 1 PCU, and so on. And then you have some limits, like per faction and per player. And basically you can build up to that limit. And then the trash removal kicks in and starts removing blocks that are somehow marked or kind of like detected as unused. So it shouldn't delete the stuff that you are working on right now. It should delete something that you didn't approach for a long time, or something that is too far away from you, or something that resembles a debris, and so on. And so there are these two things basically: PCUs and trash removal.
All around, I do like this feature and think it will help out public servers quite well, especially server hosts. It's going to help keeping the servers a lot more clean. I personally can't wait to test this feature firsthand, and hopefully it delivers a lot more user-friendly features to servers and keeps the performance running at that strong and stable 1.0 sim speed. Now, the multiplayer update isn't just performance optimization for multiplayer, it's actually optimization for the whole game, and that has been a major part of this update, as Marek and Joel said in the stream. Hopefully this means single player performance has increased as well, but they did mention that they've worked on separate parts of the game, which will now run 10 times faster, quote unquote, than they did before. So hopefully we are going to see increases in certain areas of the game, but some players may have found lag before. Someone also asked that if this update will mark the end of multiplayer updates of Space Engineers. Luckily for us, Marek said that there will potentially be new iterations of this later down the line, but regarding features, that will be focused elsewhere on the video game, not on multiplayer anymore. It's good to hear that this multiplayer update is going to get supported for a while, as for a moment I thought, we're going to get this just chucked at us, and that's going to be the end. So hopefully the developers, continue offering patches to us to patch a few things that potentially could break. We all know when the update comes in, we can expect a few bugs with it just yet. They're not going to be able to squash every single thing inside the studio, so hopefully with the combined power of the tests and when it actually releases, we're going to get everything nailed out and ironed out straight. It's going to be quite fun. Now, scripting is something that has been in high discussion around this update. Marek did mention that programmable blocks will now be moved into experimental mode due to performance issues, as people started using the blocks to render certain things into the game and can cause performance to decrease, making it not efficient. This would come down to a processing issue as well. My personal opinion on this is that's currently a wise choice, as new players may think the game is bad and not optimized due to an outdated script plaguing performance of the game. Overall, I don't see it as a bad issue, but I would like to see scripts return once they've been properly optimized in the game itself. But I don't fully understand scripts myself fully, but I think it can be kind of difficult for Keen to optimize scripts when they're community made, because the community, if they're not optimizing themselves, then it's going to be hard to do from a game side point of thing. But overall, I want to open up your guys' opinions on scripting. I personally don't understand much of it, so I want you guys to have a discussion with me down below in the comments, and let me know what you think of how scripts are now being moved to experiment mode, and if that will, if it'll turn you off or anything towards the game. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section, and I'll be sure to open up and have a discussion with you. A quick note about safe zones, they're now included in the multiplayer update. We previously spoke about them in the last video I did. If you didn't catch that, definitely go back and watch it. There are some points that are highlighted in there that are not in this video. Now, safe zones are going to be included in the multiplayer update. They're going to be quite cool, and they are basically going to be able to set public servers up a lot better, as players will have a place to spawn in where they're not going to get instantly blown up. I know that from first-hand experience. I'm the one usually blowing people up. Overall, that's kind of everything I have to talk about this multiplayer update so far. I'll have more to discuss when the update actually arrives. Hopefully this Thursday at 7 PM Prague time, we are going to see the update. Who knows, it might get delayed. I wouldn't be surprised if it gets delayed. Personally, I am quite surprised that it is being released this early. When we asked the question in the stream last week, I always thought they was going to say, the start of August. But I think this Thursday is the 19th, yeah. So we're almost halfway through the month, probably another week or two until August. So you can kind of understand why it's being released. But personally, I thought it would take, a couple more weeks. But I guess they're at a position where they feel the game is suitable to actually, or the update is suitable to release to us, the community, right now. Hopefully it's going to be cool. As usual, I want to know your opinions on the update. Are you excited for it? Are you looking forward to it? Are you concerned about it? Let me know down below in the comments, and we'll open up a discussion. As I previously mentioned, if you are looking to get involved in Space's public servers and a few experiments which are happening with this update when it releases, make sure to join my Discord server down below in the description. We are in the process of building a gaming community and want you to be a part of it. I've been Captain Jack. Thank you for watching this. I don't think I've forgotten to mention anything. If so, feel free to remind me in the comments, and I'll catch you next time. Goodbye.